Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to continue creating some JavaScript here. So today we're going to talk about how we move characters on a screen, because that's obviously an important thing in many aspects of game design and programming. So we are going to create a REPL, and we're going to make it an HTML, CSS, and JS file, and we're just going to name this movement, nice and simple. And we are going to start, just like everything else we've done, is we're going to delete this script here. We're going to keep this one, and we're just going to put it at the bottom of the, at the body. And let's write some HTML. So I can make a character several different ways, but let's make it really easy. We're going to use div, D-I-V, and just hit tab. Okay, so that's going to be a character, and then let's make an obstacle. Actually, let's just focus on a character now. So div, and we're going to use something called an ID equals, and then we're just going to name it character in quotes. Okay, that's it. You can make a character with that. Okay, we don't really even need anything else on the HTML. It's that easy. So I'm going to hit run. This is going to be invisible because we don't have any content in there, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to do the CSS next, and the only thing we really need to do is style the character. So let's do, we use a hashtag when we talk about IDs, character. We're going to open our CSS, that's a character selector, and we're going to do a couple things. We're going to make position absolute, :absolute. And that just means on our website, which is to the right, this character will start in this exact position that we specify. So when you're looking at how characters move on this web page, where we start at the left-hand corner and we measure from the top and from the left. So if I want to change how far down the character is, so 0, 0, the origin would be right in this corner. Okay, so if I do top : 50 px, okay, it's going to move it down 50. I'm also going to do left 50 px. And when you hit run, again, nothing's going to happen because we haven't specified a shape of the character or even the color. So let's do that now. So let's just make the character with 50 pixels as well, and the height 50 pixels. And again, nothing is going to happen yet because I've given it a height and a width and its position, but I haven't given it what it's supposed to look like. So let's do like background color, and you pick a color. I'm going to pick green. When I hit Control S now, it will actually make our little character. Okay. Now you can keep it as a square. If you want to make it a circle, we can do border radius : 50%. And that just that rounds all the corners by half, which would make a circle. So it's up to you if you want to have a circle or a square character. Okay, that's it for the CSS. It's that easy. Now, the only thing we need to do is make it move, which is, again, granted the harder part. So let's go to our JavaScript now. And we need to make a variable here. So we're going to say let character equals. And we need to say, hey, I want the variable to equal whatever the name of this ID is. So I know that we named that character. So we're going to do document.getElement by ID. And in quotation marks, in parentheses, we're just going to say character. Oops, not caps. And this is case sensitive, as you know, so it has to match. Let's get character. Okay? I'm just going to test that that works by doing console.log character. We're going to erase this line, but let me open up the console, and it should, good. It gave me what I needed, so I'm going to delete that. All right, so what we need to do now is we are going to set the current direction of movement. So like when we press a button, what is it currently moving in? So we're just going to do let direction equals, and then blank quotes. Okay, that's easy. And then we also need the speed. So how fast is the character moving? So we're going to make a variable called speed. Let speed equals, and let's just set it to 5 for now. we can change how fast it goes. All right. So what we need to do now is we need to add what's called an event listener in JavaScript. And it's a thing that adds, it's always listening for an input or a button press. Okay. And we're going to tell it which buttons to listen for. So we're going to say window dot add event listener, and then in colons, it's going to say, what type of event are we listening for? We're waiting for a key down, and we're just going to put this in function, and we're going to put inside here just event, okay? And let's open and close brackets, because this is a function. And now we're just going to say, let's do let key equals, and now we're just going to use event.key code. Okay, you can see we got event from here. So it's just saying, hey, when a button is pressed, let's make a variable called key, and we're going to set that key equal to, and we're going to do it this way. We're going to do if key is equal, 3 equal sign, 37. We're going to open braces and do direction equals left. Now this 37, each of your keys has a code on the keyboard. So I'm just going to put in, I'm going to do a comment and say left arrow. Just so we can kind of remember that, hey, 37 equals left arrow. Below this, we're going to do else if key is equal to 38, curly braces, direction equals up. Okay, so we can, I'm just going to, again, put that comment, up arrow. Direction equals up. Another one, we need to do up and down. We need to do down and right, too. Else if key is equal to 39, which is the right arrow. That's probably a bad idea to put the comment in there first. Sorry, guys. Direction equals right. And then finally, else goes here. Else direction equals down. Alright, so I'm just going to run that, see if there's any errors or anything weird. Line 5, it looks like. So let's see. I have a double parentheses there I'm going to get rid of. Line 16, I'm missing something. It looks like if, oops, we missed one thing. Oh no, we're good. We just need to add closing parentheses like that. And there we go. Alright, so now what basically will happen is it's listening for a key press. And now we need to tell it what to do when it presses the key. Okay, so we're going to make a function called animate. Function animate. And we are going to say if direction equals up, which we're going to get from that key press, and then we're going to say character dot style dot top equals, in parentheses, character dot offset top minus speed plus, in quotes, px for pixels. This basically just says, hey, if the up button is pressed, change the character's space from the top minus the speed number. And we put pixels there so it knows how many pixels. So in other words, if I press up once, it should be changing the amount it is from the top minus 5, because we set speed to 5. So let's just run that. And nothing happens yet, but let's go down here and just test it. So we're going to do animate. We're going to call that function. Okay. And let's see if that works. That's not going to work yet because we need to do another thing. So, okay. So let's do in here as well. We're going in between, oops, this bracket, and we're just doing request animation frame, and then in parentheses we're just going to do animate. And oh, there we go. Okay. So give me 1 sec. All right, so the it will move. It's going to move off the screen when you press up, but it does work now. So let's add the rest of our directions here. So I'm just going to copy this line, and I'm going to say here else if, and then we're just going to paste that line, and instead of doing and in the else if, we need to do if direction like equals the other directions, right? So let's do down here, down. So character.style.top, offset top, and it's going to be plus because we're increasing the distance from there. Okay, so now when I hit run, whoops, unexpected thing going on. I think I forgot one of these. Let's see. No. Alright, let's take out... And you can see even I make mistakes when I code, which is completely normal. Let me just try one there and see if that works. Otherwise, if not, I will take it out. Oh, yep, okay. So let me just take out this really quick. Okay, so let's do this again. Now it's else if. I'm going to do the parentheses and the curly brace. Else if direction equals down. And we're going to copy this in here. It's going to be plus speed. Okay, good. So now I have up and down movement. And then from there, we are basically just copying the rest of these. So, else if direction equals left, I'm going to take this line and copy it. We're going to change it up a little bit. So now it's going to be not top, but dot left, offset left with a capital L. Excuse me. And then we are going to do minus the speed again. So, and let's run that. I like to run them one at a time to make sure we're all good. Okay, so down. And something is not right in mine again. So character.style.left equals character.offset left minus speed. Let me just see what's wrong here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I accidentally put a semicolon in there, so we can get rid of that and put that on the outside. There we go. Good. And the final one we're going to put in is, and we can just use else for this. Character, we're going to copy this line. And we're going to do plus speed. Now, you should have a character that's able to move in every direction. So that could be how movement is done in games. It depends on the game, depends on how complex it is, okay? So that was just a brief kind of intro to that for you.